is a Bramble Jam podcast.
It's Friday, August 21st. You know what you should do? Take the day off.
Hi, everybody.
I did a little DJ move.
I don't know what mine was.
Were you sprinkling something?
I sprinkled and I did a weird yoga
We're
pose.
here. It's Friday. It's 5 a.m.
Boy,
We're working,
I'm
so you
so
don't have to.
tired.
Take the day off. I'm not hungry. I'm tired. That's the issue. Tired. Early in the morning. We got to bring the energy.
Early in the morning. Hey, take the day. Take the day.
Take the day.
Hi, guys. Welcome to Take the Day Off. It's a daily podcast where we tell you to take the day off by celebrating one of the many daily holidays. So many different days to choose from. So little time. Today's a very exciting day. It is National Senior Citizen Day.
Come on.
We're going to respect our seniors today. We're very excited about that. But before we do, Dan, you were telling me just earlier today about how much a blessing Bramble Jam Plus has been to you and your heart.
Since I joined Bramble Jam Plus, I've been getting seed money sent to me in the mail. It's crazy. $5 and $10 bills in the mail. I don't know where they come from. It's wild. I spend $5 a month.
If you call right now.
I've been getting hundreds of dollars every day.
Yeah. If you sign up for Bramble Jam Plus right now. And you listen to that call on your life, you will get in return a little vial of mystery liquid. Do what you will with that.
Oh, that call for your life is what
Call
you said.
for your life.
Mystery liquid.
BrambleJamPlus.com to get that liquid.
But also, if that whole prosperity thing doesn't appeal to you, and I get it, $5 a month or less if you pay for a year in advance gets you all of the goodies ad-free.
Goodies?
Not my goodies. You also can go up a tick or two and get the all-access pass. You're going to get bonus content. You're going to get Bramble Jam pilot episodes of pilots of podcasts we may release and haven't decided yet. All that fun stuff is available at BrambleJamPlus.com. It's a no-brainer.
I think we're done for the year. I don't know if we can do another one.
Really?
I think we're at our max. I
Really?
think we're at 12 zip. 12 zip, boys. Unless we get that $100 social media person.
Just $100 a week. We'll pay you to do social media.
Then we'll do more podcasts.
Yeah.
But until then, we can't.
We're going to do more podcasts. We're going to keep adding. 20 by 2020.
How's your ticker?
20 by the end of 2020. My ticker's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Heart health's important.
It is important. That's why we got this
Donuts,
hot dogs, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
A rubber ducky. You're the one. You'll make bath time lots of fun. Rubber ducky, you're my very best friend, is true. National Senior Citizen Day.
We did it.
Is today. Dan, I know you love going to your grandma's house for Christmas Eve. We all love our grandparents, and we're going to talk about them today. It's such a good day. So, Dan, tell us about how this day got started. I know this is a day that you were actually, I believe, in the the group that created it. Is that true?
It's true. Home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play. Now, you know that song, and you know those lyrics.
I know the next line.
Seldom is heard. A discouraging
Dude, that's
word.
so true. And the skies are not cloudy all day.
The clouds are not cloudy all day.
The clouds are not crying all day. I don't know.
Yeah. So my great grandfather, had a range in Texas. He had a range in Texas, a massive. He had thousands of acres on his range, and he actually wrote "Home on the Range."
Okay,
that's right. Now, when he wrote it because he had a vision of a range filled with old people. And they could run freely or wheel freely or walk freely. And they would be free to live as they so desired. Their grandkids could visit them on the regular, and it would be free of charge. And his desire was for a range of old people. Turns out that idea was not only mean-spirited, but also not allowed. And Instead, he realized that and put his money, attention, and time behind creating National Senior Citizen Day, which officially got passed as a national holiday by Grover Cleveland in 1879.
The day was August 19th, 1988, in fact.
What?
It's a presidential proclamation. You're right
about that. You don't know my
that.
great-great-grandfather.
No. President Reagan actually he made a proclamation. It's Proclamation 5847, in fact.
5847.
And he said, for all they have achieved throughout life and for all that they continue to accomplish, we owe older citizens our thanks and our heartfelt salute. We can best demonstrate our gratitude and esteem by making sure our communities are good places in which to mature and grow older. That was Ronald Reagan.
I can't believe you read part of a Ronald Reagan speech on this show. I just can't believe it. I didn't think it was coming. I didn't see it.
He made that proclamation on August 19th. He said that from now on, August 21st would be Senior Citizen Day. And here we are celebrating it today.
Regardless of if you believe that nonsense that you just said about Reagan or you believe about Home on the Range, it's not important. What's important is that you take the day off to honor senior citizens.
Did they all live on the range?
It was a free range situation.
So just squat?
Yeah, they had housing or left outside.
Did they have to buy that? Like how did?
Remember, this never happened. It was a vision.
Oh. Yeah. That's why it never happened.
Yep.
That's why it never happened. We love our grandparents.
Yes.
We asked you guys yesterday, what are some of your favorite stories of your grandparents? We're going to get to those.
To be fair, at this point, our parents are senior citizens. I know that doesn't feel that way, but it's not just our grandparents.
Absolutely. Panda also. Senior citizen, if I understand that correctly.
Panda? Panda. Yeah, Panda also. Yeah, we love him because he's on the podcast.
Absolutely. Maybe we'll call him. We'll get some wise words later.
I love
How
it.
about that?
I love it.
We're going to be right back after this. So we're going to hear a word from some of our sponsors, and then we're going to share some memories from our grandparents. Right after this, I'll take the day off.
Oh, boy, those breaks just fly by.
They do fly right by.
You know why they fly by for me? Is because I have Bramble Jam Plus.
That's exactly right. No ads, no problem.
No muss, no fuss.
No muss, no fuss. Hey, it is Senior Citizen Day, so we're going to spotlight our grandparents, although as Dan did point out, our parents are old too.
Yep.
Love you guys. But we're really spotlighting our grandparents. We asked our listeners and our members of Bramble Jam Plus to share some of their favorite stories of their grandparents. But Dan, I want to ask you, what's your favorite memory of your grandma?
Man, it is so hard to narrow this down. My grandfather passed away on my dad's side before I was born. My grandmother on my dad's side was around my entire childhood. My grandfather and grandmother on my mom's side were alive my whole childhood. Every time I got to visit them, it was great. Every time I got to their house, I was a huge Dr. Pepper fan growing up. I didn't get a lot of soda at my house, so Dr. Pepper was a real treat. They had cans of Dr. Pepper, ice cold, fudge rounds and nutty bars, and I just would eat as much as I wanted. I remember staying with my grandparents. Here's my story. I remember staying with my grandparents for an entire week, and I was 5 years old, and I woke up one morning, and every morning they would be like, "What do you want to do today? What do you want to do?" And they literally never said no. And so I started with I want to go eat cheeseburgers, I want to blah, blah, blah. And I worked my way up to, I'd never been to a place called Carowinds, which is a theme park in the South Carolina, North Carolina border. And I just said, I want to go to Carowinds. And they said, okay. And we got in the car and we went to Carowinds. That is just, come on. It was a 3-hour drive. We just went. It was fantastic.
I love it.
Come on.
I remember a lot about my grandma. She's the one that comes to mind when I think about my grandparents. She used to make me popcorn to watch movies when I stayed the night, and she would just load up the butter. So much butter to the point to where it was gross, but it was awesome.
Yeah, it's hard to have too much butter.
It's hard, but she made it possible. She always had Bazooka bubble gum right above her sink, and so whenever I'd go there, I'd know to get the Bazooka. And then one Halloween, my grandma loved to have fun. She loved to laugh. And one Halloween, she wanted to have a, like a little haunted house
Classic.
to put on for the island. She lived in Maine. And so she got the family together. We did some different things. We came up with, this is what you're going to do, this is what you're going to do. And my job was to hide in the closet. My grandma would be in the rocking chair in the room. So she would just be rocking. She's old. She's got white hair. She's kind of scary in the dark. And so people would come in. She'd be rocking, and she would just kind of be mumbling some things. I would pop out of the closet, scare people. They would look at me, and then she would then also yell and scare. It was a double scare situation.
It was a double scare. I love it.
So all Halloween nights, I just spent scaring people with my grandma. And that's my memory.
So good. Man, we had so many responses to the question of the day.
Hey, how about you tell us a little bit about
overwhelming amount of responses.
Share some
Tracy
stories.
Says they kept glass bottles of Coke in the fridge and full-size Hershey bars in the pantry. Man, I feel that. Like that is exactly, I feel like that's what my grandparents were growing up.
How about Jane, who learned how to water ski by watching her 73-year-old grandmother?
What?
By example, teaching her how to water ski.
Oh my
Kudos
goodness.
to her.
Amy said she would, every time she got to spend the night with her grandparents, her papaw, as she called him, he had Nickelodeon and would get to she would get to watch Nick at night while he slept in his chair. Feel that as well. I also got to watch cable. I didn't have cable TV growing up, but my grandparents did. That was my time to watch a little Nick at night, little Mary Tyler Moore, little Dick Van Dyke Show.
Absolutely.
I Love Lucy.
Absolutely.
Classics.
Rachel said that her grandmother loved scary, spooky stuff, and I was a morbid child, and so we bonded over watching things like Unsolved Mystery when I was little. I'd spend the night. She'd make me popcorn. I get that 100%. Mm-hmm. And we both liked everything we ate to be well done, and so she burnt it on purpose. I don't get that at all, but okay. Then they'd settled in, watch ghost stories and murder mysteries together, and she was 5 when this happened until she was in middle school when she passed away.
Wow.
Wonderful.
Colleen said that her maternal grandfather drove a cab for a living, and always he would take her for rides in the cab, and she felt so special. And he would drive her around, and they would pretend, I guess, I would assume that she was going places or what have you. But how cool would that be to have a grandfather that was driving a cab and you just think you're the center of the world?
Marin says that my grandparents had rocks in their backyard with our names on them and would take pictures of the rocks anytime a bunny came by. I don't know. They also taught them how to play poker, and my grandfather would say things like possible straight, pair of nothings, and I can still hear it today.
I love it. Fiona says, I loved when they sang. They sang with such heart. That's awesome. My grandma couldn't sing a lick, as she would say, but she would still sing anyway to make us laugh, and she thought that was really, really funny, and always loved to hear us sing.
Leah enjoyed hearing stories about her grandparents in the Great Depression, and that sounds like sad, but those stories of grandparents growing up during those difficult times are truly inspiring stories.
The stories my grandfather would tell from the Army. He was in the Army for 23 years. Like those stories I would tell when I taught U.S. history. Like they were just stories that are, imprinted upon me. They're such great stories.
River says that her grandmother used to sit her on the rocking chair, and she would sit on the footstool, and she would just quote 1st and 2nd Corinthians to her.
Wow. Boy. It's bold.
That's good. It's good stuff right there.
I got the wrong one. I'm sorry.
You're fine. You're fine.
My grandmother sharing My Fair Lady, the movie, with us as kids. My grandfather would slice bananas into my cereal, and my grandmother would make really weird beet pickled eggs or something. Ooh, my stomach kind of turned a bit. I was starting to get hungry, but now I don't know about beet pickled eggs.
Here's a good one. Stacy said that one time her grandparents were a little hard of hearing. There was a fly in the house, and so Grandpa yelled to Grandma and said, "Quick, grab the fly swatter." Grandma rushes to the kitchen. She's taking a little while, and they don't know why. She comes back, and she's carrying a glass of ice water. Not the fly swatter, a glass of ice water. Classic.
Love it. I'm still glad. Jennifer says, I'm still glad to be making memories with one of my grandmothers. My grandfather liked us to call him Grand Dude, and he was a really funny guy. I can imagine. My Nana had a green thumb like no other and often earned the Yard of the Month. Classic senior citizen move there. She tried to teach me about flowers and plants, but I was hopeless. Everything I tried to grow died really hard, including succulents, which are almost impossible to kill. You know about the succulents.
I do.
Man, how many times have we tried? During the quarantine, I've successfully planted and nurtured a variety of lovely flowers and shrubs in my yard. I wish I could send her a pic. She would be so proud of me. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I still have one grandmother alive, and she has dementia. She has Alzheimer's now. She still recognizes my face, and getting to see her still brings a smile to my face. So I feel that for sure.
Barbara says sitting in the front lawn, listening to them tell stories about them growing up, and also watching baseball games with Grandpa, who used to play back in the day, and watching Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune with Grandma on summer evenings. Doesn't get much better than that.
My grandfather would love the Braves, Atlanta Braves, loved NASCAR, but he loved in-season fruits.
Okay.
So like he would, like when it was peach season, there was a farm in McLeod, South Carolina called MacB Farms.
McLeod. Whose cloud is it?
McLeod. They have the best peaches in the world. MacB Farms, McLeod, South Carolina. He would drive out to McLeod. He would get just all boxes and boxes of peaches, and he would deliver them to people, friends, family, and then he would go home and he would just eat peaches. That's what he did. Saying he loved apples. Watermelon did the same bit. He was all about in-season good fruit. It was just such a pleasure to be over there and have him cutting up watermelon for you or peaches or whatever was in season.
Yeah. One last story of my grandpa, who I talked about this a little bit on Our Dad's Diary. I think it's coming out soon. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. My grandpa, he was in the military, quiet guy, didn't talk a lot. And every time I would come over, he'd be sitting in his chair, which every grandpa has a chair.
Everyone has a chair.
And somehow the Red Sox were always on.
Always on.
They were always on. And so you always knew he was going to be in his chair. He's going to be watching the Red Sox. I don't know how they were always on, but they were always on. And so kudos to him.
So my grandfather was the same bit, but Braves or NASCAR. But he had lost hearing in the Army out of one ear, so it was always turned up really loud too.
Oh, yeah.
So it was loud Braves or NASCAR. And he was in his chair. He had a chair. You're 100% right.
It's the only way to watch it. Only way to watch it. I have not gotten a chair yet. Yeah. I hope one day I find a chair that'll be my chair.
Yeah, it'll happen for sure. We did it.
We did it, everybody. Thank you so much
Take the day off. Call your grandparents if they're still alive.
Absolutely.
Yeah, do it for sure.
Tell them you love them and tell them about Take the Day Off.
For sure.
Teach them about podcasting.
Teach them about podcasting. Teach them how to leave a rating and review by doing 5 stars.
There is a really great video of Ira Glass, who is the host of This American Life and a bunch of other ones, teaching, I believe it's his grandmother, how to subscribe to a podcast. It's a great video, and so go ahead and find that. On Monday, I am so excited about this. The question of the day is, what's the weirdest song you ever heard? Even better, link us to those songs. We'll be playing some of those weird songs on Monday's episode of Take the Day Off.
Man.
It's going to be very exciting. Dan, do you have any parting words? We're not going to hear us for a couple days, so anything
I'm ready to get some sleep.
Let's go back to bed. Let's take the
off.
rest of the day off. And here's a Palahaku to keep you company. Until then, take the day off.
Silence this morning. I peeked in and saw you sleep, dreaming. You moved your foot. Have a great day.
Take the day off. It's hosted by Brandon Dan. They're okay. It's on the Bravo J Podcast Network. You can get BravoJPlus.com. Get it ad free. Lots of things you can do too on the internet, such as following us on the social medias at Take the Day Pod. It's like a play on Take the Day Off. Take the Day Pod. You get it. See you Monday.